Bertha Barrett, host and creator of Intake Talk Show. And I just wanted to just jump on really quick based on something I experienced the other day. So the other day, I just happened to be on social media and ran across this pastor teaching the congregation. And he said something that really bothered my spirit. He talked about triggers and kind of condemned the people for using this term, but also implied that therapists are babysitting people and excusing them by using the term triggers because the people need to fight instead of removing themselves from certain situations. Now, I'm paraphrasing. But in fighting, he implied that showed godly strength. I've attempted to forget what I allowed myself to hear, but I know that because it bothered me so, I needed to address it and this concept that was presented. So let's talk about the word trigger. In psychology, a trigger is anything that activates an emotional or physiological response connected to a past experience. It can be grief, a sound, a word, or even silence. It's not about being weak. It's about how the mind and body remembers pain, often before we can even name it. Therapists use the word trigger to help people build awareness of their emotional responses, guide healing by identifying unresolved wounds, empowering coping, not dependency, by using and teaching tools to respond instead of react. Saying I feel triggered isn't about avoiding life, it's about recognizing the moment when your body and mind need care, not criticism. Now, here's something we don't talk about enough. Grief itself can be a trigger. When someone is grieving, they can be triggered by birthdays, holidays, empty chairs, songs, or even the way someone laughs. Grief stirs up memories, vulnerability, and a deep sense of loss. It's not a crutch. It's being human. It's healing emotion. But here's where it goes deeper. Sometimes the very people who dismiss triggers, pastors, leaders, even friends, are actually reacting to their own unhealed wounds or emotional immaturity. They may label others as too sensitive or too dependent because they themselves feel discomfort around emotional expression. Their comment may be their own trigger, an unconscious prompt that touches a nerve they haven't faced yet. And instead of sitting with the discomfort, they speak from it. Please know or not that this is not a shot at pastors or Christianity, because I am a God-fearing woman who loves God with all of my heart, which means I also stand for truth. So when a pastor says don't use triggers as a crutch, it may come from a desire to encourage strength. But that message can unintentionally shame people who are genuinely struggling, reinforce emotional suppression, create spiritual bypassing. That means ignoring mental health in favor of forced faith. The Bible doesn't tell us to ignore pain, it tells us to cast all our care or anxiety on Him, 1 Peter 5:7, which means an acknowledgement of the issue and anxiety. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, Psalms 34:18, not the strong-hearted. Be still, the Lord will fight for you. Exodus 14:14. We are not commanded to fight all our emotional battles alone. God doesn't ask us to fake peace. He provides peace. Therapists and faith can work together. Therapists help people regulate and understand what's happening internally so they can actually receive the peace God promises. Recognizing you're triggered isn't weakness, it's self-awareness. Emotional maturity means noticing what rises up in you, asking why, and responding with honesty and compassion. Everyone is triggered by something. What matters is what we do with it. So when someone claims therapy makes people soft, what they're often saying is, I've never been taught how to feel safe in my own emotions. And that's not a flaw, that's an opportunity to grow. If you don't like the word trigger, then call it something else, a reaction, a prompt, a nudge. But let's be clear, whatever you name it, it's still a trigger. Let's give people permission to feel, to reflect, and to heal without shame. Peace.